This thing is lucky to be afloat.
You know what they say, go woke, go broke. Now, I don't know if you know that term, go woke, go broke. Let me tell you one thing. If you don't know, unless any of you are living under a rock or anything, I'm certain some of you have heard the Bud Light controversy and the Victoria's Secret. What happens when woke injects themselves into media, and then when it goes to the entertainment, oh my god, everything went downhill. Now, truth be told, I have another video that was reserved on this day at the time of this upload, but sadly I have to delay that because this is kind of thing that is a bit juicy. I have to include this. Let me point out is that when you put your product, or perhaps if you cater to a small minority and you ignore your other customer that are the vast majority, then this is what happened. You go woke, you go broke. Take a look at Marvel Spider-Man 2. I didn't make a comparison because Marvel Spider-Man 1 sells 33 million copies while the second one sells less. I don't know, it could be more. Let me know in the comments. And if you don't know, Marvel Spider-Man 2's ending was the one sign that it was woke. And another part is God of War, Ragnarok. There's also Fable. If you don't know, if you guys don't see Fable 4 trailer, oh my god, Forspoken. Okay, before we continue further, let's see this article. Now this is about 4 days ago, at the time of this upload. See, this is the one shocking thing I thought it could be important. Now it says here, in August last year, Ascendant Studios developer Aaron, name change anonymous, was ready to take a well-deserved victory lap. He had crunched hard with many of his colleagues with final sprint to complete the Ascendant debut game, Immortal of Avium, which I hope I say that right, but the team had finally done it. He attended a launch party in the Bay Area where he celebrated with his colleagues, some of whom he said had to pay partially out of pocket to make the trip. But while the event was supposed to be jubilant, there was an uneasy atmosphere. It seems like Immortals of Avium wasn't performing especially well at the party. The developers kept asking leadership how the game was doing, only to be met with non-commental answer. A few weeks later, almost half of the studio, which included Aaron, been laid off, with managers citing Immortal of Avium's underperformance, which we're gonna have to look into that soon. You know what? Let's look into that. What kind of game is that? Okay, it's a PC game. Let's see what's the current score. Okay, mostly positive. It's, what is it? Action, fantasy. It looks okay. Again, this is IGN. Let's see this. Ascendant Studios was just one of the numerous studios that laid off a chunk of its workforce in the last year, and half as part of the ongoing trend of mass layoff impacting studios large and small. There have been many attempts to answer the question of why exactly this is happening, with analysts, CEOs, and other industries weighing in on the discussion, trying to explain it. The commonly cited villain, fairly straightforward. COVID-19, which you can include that. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick actually put it correctly to us when he asked about layoffs last November. With regards to the industry, I do think people got a little fat happy during the pandemic. I think there was a perception that of many that music would never stop. Okay, we'll stop from here. Don't worry. Okay, we could include the COVID-19, for example, but I don't think there's more than that. There has to be woke. Based on what I see the game, I had to see the gameplay footage. People play that game, but based on the Steam review, it's okay. Although they don't deserve to be looked like that, but fortunately, at least they did not bend the will of the wokeness. Yes, they might have to find another job, but which is better? Either continue to make video games at a company that will probably go woke, or quit. That's just my opinion. Because if you don't know, many Western games are now invoking woke, and many Japanese games are now starting to bend the knee. For example, Sega and Square Enix, which, well, I know Tifa is still attractive, which even though it's not jingling, but doesn't matter to me. But regardless, Insomniac is among them that are now woke. Okay, wow, that's a lot of things. I'm not gonna replay this. I mean, you can check the article. I think some of you have seen it. And I think there's a lot of things we should know. It says it reportedly stated the pandemic, which obviously there's more to this. Remember that this is IGN. You always say where the money... now this is interesting. Just always know where the money is going. You guys read this. Pause the video if you want to read it. But regardless, I think I'll leave the link to the article soon, but I think you guys can do a simple Google search for that. Even though they didn't go woke yet, and despite their Steam record is good, there was no negative reviews. However, this is a consequences when a video game is gone woke. And I'm glad that the shift up CEO is not bending the will to these woke idiots. They are giving gamers what they want, and which is why gamers are now ditching Western entertainment or perhaps Western movies, TV shows, and video games, and instead using Japanese or perhaps Asian-made media like movies, TV shows, video games, etc. But at least they did deserve a happy ending. Look, these workers, they don't deserve to be treated or perhaps be forced to invoke woke. I'm certain some of those developers who are working either at Insomniac or Rocksteady, they really don't want those woke. They're being shoved at because they know if they don't do it, they'll get fired. And it's only a matter of time before we see layoffs on Rocksteady or Insomniac. But then again, to the Sweet Baby Inc., it doesn't matter to them anymore. As long as they are getting the ESG points, that's it. How many people is going to get laid off, or perhaps how many studios going to get shut down just for Sweet Baby Inc. to just go away? I don't know, but I just want to raise this awareness. I mean, these companies, if you give gamers what they want, then yes, you can get sales and people won't even call you out. And to those people who are invoking woke, please stop. Games are escapism. We just want to play games. They don't want to see any politics. Don't you guys ever learn with Bud Light, or perhaps even what, Victoria's Secret? If you like and subscribe, comment down below. What do you guys think? Remember, divided by status, united by humanity.